Okay, so let me get into the spread real quick. But before I do, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel because that's the only way I can keep making these videos and doing all this stuff. So subscribe to the channel, please, please, please. And let's begin. Your current energy is Leo. Ooh, hello. Hello, sailor. It looks like you guys have an offer. Somebody is coming either towards you now, or you've already experienced a meeting, sort of a fated meeting with someone who's either your age or younger. This person is absolutely wearing their heart on their sleeve for you. Now, I don't know if they've already asked you out on a date or if they're going to, but it seems as if an offer has been made. Okay, this is for obviously if you're single. If you're in a relationship, it seems like there might be that sort of makeup thing in a relationship where it's like the spark is back or something's coming back or there's a newfound affection for the person that you're involved with. There's definitely gestures of love happening, gestures of emotion. So somebody, and this could be a water sign, but it doesn't have to be. It could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Does not have to be, but somebody likes you. Somebody likes you right now. It could be somebody is returning from the past for some of you guys. And this could be someone that, not necessarily an ex, but someone that you walked away from a while ago, or they walked away from you a while ago, or feeling sort of changed a while ago. And so there could be a feeling of renewal or, maybe not necessarily regret, but coming back to an old situation, coming back to an old relationship or an old way of thinking or feeling when it comes to a certain individual. I think there's a lot of emotion happening right now. Now, for some of you guys who are like, I'm not in a relationship, I'm not looking for anyone, this could be you actually going back to who you were before this person was in your life. So whether that's months or weeks or even years, whoever you were, there's a resurgence of self-love and being able to give back, like it's almost like you could be like making an offer of love back to yourself. You're going back to the old ways of doing things and who you were before this relationship and gaining your strength that way. So maybe that is happening for some of you. And then for obviously the rest of you guys, I feel like there's a renewal, there's a going back to something that you walked away from, but you didn't even want to walk away from, or something was never really over with a situation or a person. So it's just a feeling of going back to that. Why is that? Well, I think that there is a bit of rose-colored glasses going on, a little bit of disillusionment. So maybe you're disappointed in a current situation. Maybe you're disappointed in a breakup or a work situation, or something's going on and there's a little bit of disappointment there. So for some of you guys, you might be a little bit in la la land in terms of, I know where I was once happy. That's where I'm going back. I'm going back to what once made me happy. And I think that for a lot of you guys, it's just a feeling of, this gives me the 6 of Cups energy, because it's like a feeling of nostalgia. Like I remember who I was and how strong I was. And I was motherfucking Leo, and I was like a badass, and I wanted to go back to that. But, times have changed. People get older, wiser. Things change, and maybe you're maybe kidding yourself a little bit. And not for all, some of you guys, don't kid yourself. Like maybe you played softball in college and you were like a rock star and you were like a track star in college, and life happened. You got older, you got wiser, bills came, real life started happening. Maybe you had a few kids, whatever the situation was. Don't just walk onto the track and then try to do, a super quick meter or whatever, however they do. You can tell like I'm a track star here. You're not going to win. You're not going to win right out the gate. Like, so just take some time to weigh your options. Take some time to discover what it is about your past that you miss, that you're going back to, whether it's a person, place, or thing. And really take some time before you just dive into any one of these cups here and decide, oh, I'm going to Leo the shit out of this. And I'm just going to be like the queen bee handling this. It's not going to happen for everyone, you guys. So take some time to really not kid yourself and go back into something that makes you happy without needing to dominate it right out the gate like you once did in your heyday. And if it's a relationship we're talking about, someone is coming back from your past, someone misses you, you miss that person, so you're taking a chance and going back to that old feeling. But be careful. Again, that person's changed, you've changed. Weigh out your options and make sure that you guys are going at it with the understanding that things have changed. The current situation, not current situation, the current environment, yes, this is a connection happening from someone from the past. This person is the communication is hot and heavy. And I think that words will be exchanged. I think ideas will be celebrated and exchanged. I think it's going to be like, yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about who we are now. Let's talk about the past. Let's talk about what went wrong and what we can do to make it go right. That feeling of the Knight of Swords, you got to be careful. You don't want to make any false moves with this person. But right off the bat, for any of you guys who are single, I'm looking at a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, and they want to talk to you. There's going to be a lot of communication with this. I think with the air sign, there was a breakup. I think with the air sign, there is a lot of heated words and hurt feelings. I think that they want to clear the air with you in some way. And I think that what you're doing is you're being, very peaceful about it. And I think you're being very calm about it. And you're saying, look, I don't want to have this discussion in front of the kids, or let's take this conversation outside. Or you're almost like offering them love because you feel bad for them. The Knight of Pentacles is saying that someone hasn't changed. I think that if you were looking for some sort of reconciliation with someone, some of you guys, it's not happening. For those of you guys looking for a reconciliation, while you've moved on, the other person hasn't, or while they have moved on, you keep thinking that you're going to be able to get them to come back. And you need to give up that ghost. There's just confusion and someone's not being on the up and up with you. I think that what's happening now is you need to start cutting out people from your life. You need to start cutting out elements that don't work for you anymore, especially when it comes to this air sign. I think that you might have been hoping that someone was going to come back, or this is not, obviously I'm all over the place. So just take what works for you and leave what doesn't, because I am all over the place. And obviously Leos are going through different transitions right now. But for those of you guys who have been hoping that a reconciliation could happen, it's not going to happen. For those of you guys who think that with the air sign, they're going to speak some sort of newness to you, shit you haven't already heard, it's not going to happen. They're lying to you. There's confusion. And I think that it's now time for you to successfully cut someone out of your life. If you haven't already, you're going to, I think, within 7 weeks. I think that there's a lot of emotion at play. So obviously we're in a love reading right now. This is not a work reading. So I'm not going to touch work stuff right now because it feels like there's a lot of emotion there. There could have been, okay, I'm going to leave that alone. So let's talk about what your hopes and fears are. Well, rejection. I think that, so now it's starting to come into a bigger picture for me where I'm seeing that somebody was hoping for a reconciliation. Somebody was hoping that with enough time, with enough clarity, they will have explored their options and decided that you were actually the one for them and that they fucked up and they want to come back to you. But the reality of the situation is looking like you will be rejected, or an offer of love is rejected. Otherwise, for some of you guys, it looks like you're bored in a situation, in a current love situation. I think you're going to express that in a way that's hurtful to somebody. So be careful of how you express your feelings right now, because somebody is feeling rejected or sad or bored. They're just not happy in a situation, and that's going to come off it's not going to come off too well, you guys. You have to be kind of chill about it. Let's see. Why is that? I think that with time, you get 2 sevens here. With time, you have actually, somebody has invested in a relationship and has invested in you, or you've invested in them, and you're waiting and waiting and waiting for the return on your investment. You're waiting for a positive outcome. You're waiting for something to come of all this hard work and waiting. But with the 4 of Cups above it, it's looking like you're bored waiting, you're over waiting. Somebody is just sick of waiting for someone to make a move. And so you're going to express that, and it's going to, I don't know. now I kind of changed my mind. I don't think it's going to fall on deaf ears. I think that it's going to be hurtful. It's going to be direct. And I think someone is going to react by saying, I love you, for some of you. Not all of you, obviously. This rejection has got somebody feeling like a loser. This rejection has someone feeling like they're inadequate, that they can't do anything right. They're going to feel stripped of their title of being super rad and awesome. You know, this person is going to be feeling as if they have done every possible thing that they can do to make a situation work, and they're getting no cooperation. So there is definitely a feeling of making a decision, being rejected, and moving on. That's what I'm getting strongly here. Now, this could be you or the other person. You could be rejecting someone or someone's rejecting you. What do we know to be true in this scenario? Well, you're going to get clarity from all of this. You're definitely going to feel like a veil has been lifted. Everything is clear. You're seeing everything for what it actually is now. And because of that, you are being given the benefit of another chance, another opportunity to move forward. It's like the game of, Monopoly. Every single time you do something, you either go back or you go forward, or you go back 2 or you go forward 3 or whatever, right? Whatever that game is. So Ace of Swords comes through, and that is your opportunity to take a big leap forward in terms of moving along on your spiritual journey. So the Ace of Swords is coming through after the rejection, after feeling inadequate, after feeling as if you tried your best and it just wasn't good enough. Those feelings are finally coming to a head where you're actually getting the clarity that you deserve. And it's right in the middle here. So this is where we begin anew in June. These are all the energies that sort of floated around end of May leading into June. This is where we are in June. So by the time you're dead center of June and you've made some decisions, some emotional rebounding, there's been some communication, there's been some growth, there's been maybe some rejection, a feeling that a decision had to be made, waiting, being bored, a feeling of being like stagnant in a relationship, either in or out of one. You finally get to a leap forward with the Ace of Swords. What does this leap forward mean? What does this clarity mean for you? Well, it means you know that there's no hope. There's a situation you have to give up on. And as soon as you give up on that situation, you will have hope again. You know, the Star card in reverse could also mean a bit of renewal. And again, I think the Star card in reverse, along with the Eight of Cups in reverse, those are both renewal cards. And that's both cutting your losses and going back into you and deciding, I'm going to invest in myself again. I'm going to invest in myself again. I'm going to love myself again. Excuse me. And, you know, it's like the lion, it's the cat, it's grooming themselves, just like finding a nice warm block of sun somewhere and kicking that leg out and just completely grooming yourself for hours and just loving on yourself. That's what this is. And I really like that for you. And I think that you have the clarity to do so now without any ulterior motives in terms of trying to get someone back or trying to get someone to notice you again. You're finally at a place where you're like, I'm done. I think I'm done because they're not giving me, you know, Samantha Jones from Sex and the City, the woman who plays her. I forgot her name already. You know what I'm talking about though. She's a Leo. And there's that one episode of Sex and the City where she's dating Richard, but she can't trust Richard. And they're like in Atlantic City or something. And she breaks up with him. He's not cheating on her, but he had before. But anyway, she breaks up with him and she says, I love you, Richard, but I love me more. That is such a Leo thing to do. And that's what you have to do right now. And I feel like you're starting to do that finally. Finally starting to do that in June. You thought about it, you talked about it, you sat around with your friends and you whined about it and you chit-chatted about it and you wondered about it and you dreamt about it and you prayed about it. Now in June, you're going to do it. You're going to say, I'm officially not giving any more energy to someone who doesn't love me as much as I love me. And that's it. So you have the clarity to do that. So you've lost hope. There's no hope in the situation anymore. You're giving renewal back to yourself. How are you going to do that? Well, you already know that there are things hidden. You already know that things will never come to light. You have your suspicions. I think that you're in a place where you're ready to go back deep. This is like the High Priestess card. It's going back in deep, doing internal thinking, meditating, praying. This is a calm, cool card. And it's saying, look, if you're not in a relationship with someone and you feel like there are secrets hidden, or you're not revealing all of your secrets to somebody, these will eventually come to light, by the way. But now you're in a place where solitude serves you, and you're ready to focus on self, and you're ready to calm down and renew. Okay. The other thing too is you could be dealing with a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. But more than anything, it's your subconscious. It's what lies beneath the surface. And everybody knows, like, I almost think that you're taking a little bit of a break, because June, July, August, you're leading into the Leo season. And I think that you're taking a break so that you can be in tip-top shape. I don't think there's depression here, but I definitely feel quiet time coming through for you. And you're okay with that, because you know that it's all renewal. You know that it's all you coming back stronger, better, faster, leaner, better, cooler, all that stuff coming back out. Queen of Cups. I think that in your destiny coming through for you, because of this is a Pisces card too. This is Pisces along with the High Priestess. And I think, and then of course you got another Queen of Cups here. So I feel like there's going to be some sort of water sign, maybe a Pisces, that's coming through for you. This could be romantic. I don't see it. What I see is someone who is going to give you the kind of emotional strength and energy you need right now. Alternatively, this is actually you giving yourself. The Queen of Cups is obviously someone who is going to give that emotional wellness. And what you need right now is a straight up emotional wellness. You need to have that emotional fortitude, that resiliency that might have been scraped off of you over these battles that you've been going through. And so right now, what's coming through for you in June is you actually doing spas, you actually getting massages, going to a pool, going to the beach, swimming, lounging, grooming yourself, just taking care of yourself and being really sweet and nurturing yourself and drinking tons of water, getting sleep, pampering yourself, being like a mermaid, doing your thing. And I think it's important that you do this. This is all prep work, you guys. You need to do this because when you're at your best, when the Leo season starts, when you're at your absolute best, you want to be ready to receive the kind of love that should be coming through for you guys by then, is what I'm saying to you right now. King of Wands, holy shit. You guys, if you're not already involved with another fire sign, prepare yourself, pamper yourself, love yourself, because in your destiny, you doing so, you are attracting another fire sign. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. If it's not that, you do this for yourself, you pamper yourself, you love on yourself, you take care of yourself, you will immediately become the King of Wands. And, obviously it has nothing to do with gender, but the King of Wands trumps the Queen of Wands. Like, that's just the way the courts sort of, like, it's a graduation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you graduate into a better you. And so when you become the King of Wands, after you've pampered yourself, after you've gained that clarity, after you've done all that, you will absolutely feel in tip-top shape. So yes, to answer anyone's question out there, by June, you will be yourself again. You will have the kind of expansion and clarity and emotional wholeness that you've been sort of slipping on because of the drama that you've been going through. But this is all over. Like, I don't even care about this. This is all over. You've already decided. It's done. This is just a story from the before. That's old news. Old fucking news. Yeah. You're not even talking to this person. I just said old news. Five of Swords. Your destiny is, because you didn't trust the situation, someone, you felt like there were lies, you felt like there was deceit, you felt like you were investing and you're not getting a return on that investment. You felt rejected. You didn't feel like you gave it a chance to go back. Didn't work out because you felt inadequate and maybe it dinged the side of your ego a little bit. You finally said, fuck it. I'm not doing it anymore. Got the clarity. Moving forward, you already know. I think some of you are dealing with a Scorpio. Lots of you are dealing with a Scorpio, to be honest with you. More Scorpio than anybody else is what I'm feeling, actually. You pamper yourself. You love on yourself. You become your greater best self with the King of Wands. You got all this energy. You are feeling confident. You're feeling lovely. You're feeling vibrant. You're feeling popular again. You get your nails done. You get your hair done. You're feeling solid. You've been going to the gym. You love yourself. Really love yourself again. And that energy is giving you the power to say, I guess I wish you well. I actually don't wish you anything because I'm not even talking to you. Not only am I not talking to you, I don't really want to talk to you. And I don't really care who the fuck you're on Instagram with. I don't care. Do your thing. You're like gone. I don't even think about you anymore. Conversation is not just over. It's like dusted. We don't even talk anymore. We're done. And that feeling of confidence is leveling everything up for you. So in your near future in June, you have a decision that you have made. That's this. I'm not even talking to this person anymore. That's the decision you made. Why? Because, I also see another young, not young. This is a good size age. This is your age group, give or take. Whatever. This person is a Cancer. I see this person coming through for you and they are very healthy. This person is very, very healthy. They've got extremely broad shoulders, strong shoulders. Even if it's a female, she could just be built like a brick house. She could be built really well. And then if it's a man, he's got very strong shoulders, very beautiful chin, and really, really, really determined and outgoing. I don't necessarily see a fire sign, but it could be a fire sign. But I see this is that's the Cancer card. In any event, it doesn't really matter who the fuck this is. The point is that this person is coming towards you and they're determined. I saw this in like the last two Leo readings. So if you're not already involved with a Cancer is coming through for you. Now, if it's not a Cancer, then honestly, it's just the idea of being ambitious. You've got your mind set on something new. You're going towards it. Nothing can stop you. End of story. Oh, looks like you're going straight for heartbreak, Leo. No, this could also just mean this is next to the Five of Swords. So it definitely means that you're determined to get over that heartbreak. You're determined to leave that heartbreak in the past. You're determined not to bring that heartbreak up again. You're okay with that. You're moving forward. I think that, well, in any event, this is you moving away from this. You're absolutely on a greater path, you guys. You're absolutely, and I see it getting better for you. Because you make a decision, you don't talk to someone from the past, you've got the clarity, you're pampering yourself, you're the King of Wands again, as you should be. The energy of the Chariot is pushing you. That's the universe. It's major arcana, and that is like the universe pushing you forward, forward, forward. Pushing you forward. You can't even hold your horses. You can't even stop yourself because you're going too fast. You're like, eat my dust, everybody. I'm moving forward with my life. I'm moving away from this heartache. That's all there is to it. Some of you guys could be dealing with a breakup from a Cancer. Okay. So that's something. Let's see what else. Okay. And then in the distant future, you've got the Queen of Pentacles. This is you actually being mama bear. This is you being able to support your family, support your kids, your loved ones, anyone who needs you. You're there for them. You're definitely loving the fact that you're creating a home. Some of you guys are going to be creating a home for your family where everybody can come visit. I think there was a feeling of shifted family, shifted home, shifted energy, and you're bringing that all together again. Not only that, you're just paying more attention to the energy that comes into the household, the home, money-wise, financially. Be careful not to don't be too bossy. Don't be arrogant. That's just some advice from this card. But some of you guys are dealing with an Aries. This Aries could be extreme. And I've said this before. Someone complained. They were like, why are you always mean about the Aries? I'm not mean about the Aries. This card is the Aries card. In reverse, the Emperor is somebody, could be any sign, who is a Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, mostly an Aries, but could be any sign, older gentleman, or someone who is abusing the power that they have over you in your environment. This person could be trying to tell you how to run this household, this new household that you're organizing, whatever this household is. I think that, yeah, and then the Page of Pentacles, you guys are starting something brand new by the end of June. You got a good kid, but your kid's lazy. So, for some of you guys. Let's see. I think that's all the energy that I'm seeing for June. I don't think that it's going to be a very epic, I know there's all these tarot card readers out there that are like, you guys have epic month. I don't see it. I see you making your way through it, just like May, only this time you'll actually start to see the physical results in terms of you making moves. I think that you're finally going to pamper yourself. The decision has been made. I see a Cancer coming in for you. I see an Aries. I see a Sagittarius, Leo or Aries come in. I see, that's the thing about signs, you guys, is I see all the signs coming in for you. It's just a matter of how their elements are engaged with yours.